Well, we saw a mild day today, and we're going to continue to see some warm temperatures for the night. Tonight, temperatures already into the 50s, 55 degrees in Charlotte, 56 in Jackson, and 54 in Lansing. We're also stuck between two rounds of showers, and we're still seeing just maybe a few showers hit or miss across the area. Showers do continue in the forecast for tomorrow, and we'll continue to see them into the next couple of hours as well. All the details coming up in just a little bit. 6 News at 11 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 11.
We are in the last days of the election season, and the presidential candidates are making more stops before Tuesday. It's our top story at 11. Thanks for joining us. I'm Rachel Ramsey. East Lansing took the spotlight on the campaign trail today with Vice President Harris visiting Michigan State University. It's part of a sprint through Michigan with less than 72 hours to go before polls open on Election Day. Taryn Simmons was at the Harris rally this evening and has more details on what the vice president talked about. Taryn?
Rachel, Harris visited the Jensen Fieldhouse this afternoon. She spoke to Michigan voters, students, and supporters alike, encouraging them to go and vote while there's still time. Harris also spoke about the promises she would make if she were to become the next president of the United States.
We need everyone to vote in Michigan. You will make the difference in this election.
With only just 2 more days to go on the race to the White House, the presidential candidates are making stops in battleground states. Kamala Harris has made her way to Michigan State University to make a mark on voters young and old.
East Lansing, are we ready to do this? Are we ready to vote? Are we ready to win?
Harris made multiple promises to Michigan voters on what she would do if elected. She touched briefly on the ongoing conflict in the Middle East.
To bring home the hostages, end the suffering in Gaza, ensure Israel is secure, and ensure the Palestinian people can realize their right to dignity, freedom, security, and self-determination.
And says she will fight to make Michigan lives more affordable.
To make housing and childcare more affordable. My plan will cut taxes for workers, for middle-class families and small businesses.
She also said she would lower the cost of health care, especially for senior citizens.
I believe health care should be a right and not just a privilege of those who can afford it.
Restoring Roe v. Wade is something she says she would do as well.
As President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law.
Women's reproductive rights and freedoms is something MSU students feel strongly about.
I'm here for women's freedom for their own reproductive rights, and I just loved how Kamala really touched on that subject.
This is Harris' second visit to Lansing and 11th visit to Michigan. Rachel, back to you.
Thank you, Taryn. As of today, more than 77 million people have already cast their ballots in this presidential election. CBS News correspondent Christian Benavides reports from Georgia, where former President Donald Trump held a rally.
In the closing hours of campaign 2024, Vice President Kamala Harris spoke at a church in Detroit Sunday.
These days will demand everything we've got, but when I think about the days ahead and the God we serve, we were born for such a time as this.
Later, the vice president addressed supporters in East Lansing, Michigan.
We will win because here's what everyone here knows. When you know what you stand for, you know what to fight for.
Former President Donald Trump rallied in North Carolina and Pennsylvania. There, he stoked controversy as he talked about the ballistic glass protecting him at the venue.
To get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news, and I don't mind that so much.
In a statement, a campaign spokesperson said, quote, "The president's statement about protective glass placement has nothing to do with the media being harmed or anything else." The former president railed against early and mail-in voting while claiming election fraud was already underway.
We should have one-day voting and paper ballots.
This evening, Trump spoke in Macon, Georgia.
With your vote on Tuesday, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals coming into our country, and I will bring back the American dream.
Following this Georgia rally, the former president will focus on North Carolina, Pennsylvania and Michigan tomorrow.
Keep Kamala and carry on, Allah.
And millions watched Vice President Kamala Harris in last night's opening segment on Saturday Night Live. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Macon, Georgia.
And the presidential candidates will continue making last-minute stops in Michigan, hoping to sway our critical swing state before the election this Tuesday. Tessa Crash has been following the campaign trail. Tessa, what should we expect this week?
Rachel, with early in-person voting wrapping up statewide today, both campaigns are making a final push in Michigan. Harris, Walz, Trump, and Vance are on a last-minute tour of the battleground states, doing everything they can to mobilize voters here. Harris had 3 events in Michigan today, ending the night here in East Lansing. Earlier today, Gwen Walz campaigned in Grand Rapids, and tomorrow, Tim Walz will be holding a rally in Detroit. On the other side of the aisle, former President Donald Trump will spend tomorrow, Election Eve, in Grand Rapids, as he did the previous 2 elections. His running mate, J.D. Vance, will also be making a stop in Michigan tomorrow, this time in Flint. We'll have more on all of these stops as we approach the big day on Tuesday. And until then, stay with 6 News for the latest updates on the final stretch of the campaign, because we are your local election headquarters. Back to you, Rachel.
Thank you, Tessa. A fireball erupting after a semi-truck hit a traffic backup late last night. It happened on I-96 near Weberville. The crash killed 4 people and injured at least 17 others. 6 News reporter Zach Prees was at the scene today. He is here for you now with more information and reaction from witnesses.
Anthony Hattrick, a local ExxonMobil worker, was about to clock in on his overnight shift when something unexpected happened.
I was coming into work, doing my usual routine, and then there was a lady that came in screaming about there's a fire. I looked outside the window. Everything was engulfed in flames.
Michigan State Police say a semi crashed into about 14 other vehicles just before midnight, killing several and injuring more than a dozen others. It happened on the westbound side of I-96 near Weberville. Police had stopped traffic on the highway so DTE crews could work on power lines. They believe the driver of the semi didn't see the stopped traffic, causing the accident, which can be seen in this security camera footage from the gas station. Hattrick says the fire was huge.
I mean, initially I just saw a giant fire tornado. It was big. It was, I'm going to say, probably like 20 feet tall of a fire tornado, basically, above the semi.
The investigation forced police to shut down the highway for hours while they investigated and cleared the wreckage. They are also looking into potential damage done to the overpass. Here for you in Weberville, Zach Prees, 6 News.
Thank you, Zach. And an update. I-96 at M52 has been reopened since.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Well, we started the day with plenty of sunshine, and now we're just seeing the clouds, and yes, even some rain showers return to the forecast. Temperatures got into the 60s today, area-wide, 62 degrees in the Lansing area right now, 54 degrees, very mild night overall. Temperatures over in Grand Ledge, 55 degrees right now after a temperature of 60 degrees today. And we've seen just a little bit of some rain across the area, still seeing those temperatures almost into the 60s, into the Hillsdale area. We're going to continue to see very mild temperatures into the next couple of days. Temperatures back down into Jackson into the 50s, 56 degrees after a temperature of high temperature of 61 degrees. We're seeing the break between the raindrops tonight as we're going to continue to see rain in the forecast for Monday and even into Tuesday, but we're not going to see a complete washout. It's just going to be hit or miss rain showers moving on into the next couple of days. As we can see, this is as this low pressure system brings in a warm front, and we'll eventually see those showers move in as well. We're still in this moderate drought, so we're going to continue to see good conditions for those rain showers to move in, so all that dry ground is going to be able to absorb all of that rain. As you can see, those heavier rain showers do kick right back up into the morning hours, and they could be heavy at times, but then as we head into the afternoon, we'll start to see those showers taper off and will become very light into the afternoon. For tonight, temperatures back into into the 50s. We're remaining into the 50s for tonight, and we're going to kick Monday off right where we left off with temperatures warming into the 60s. Could see 70 degrees tomorrow, so it's going to be a warm one. We're going to continue to see those rain showers into Monday afternoon and Monday evening, and they could be heavy at times as well. Then as we head into Tuesday, we'll see a little bit of a break before more heavier rain showers return for Tuesday night into some of Wednesday as well. When all is said and done, we could see maybe a trace to maybe a quarter of an inch, maybe a little bit more if the rain wants to move a little bit closer to the Lansing area. But places like St. John's could see 1 to 2 inches of rain. So places in west central Michigan and even central Michigan could see the heaviest amounts of rain from this system. Overall, our temperatures will be warm for tomorrow, back into the 60s, 72 degrees for Tuesday, and eventually we'll see those temperatures return to the 50s with sunny skies by the end of the week. But we do have more rain in the forecast. As you can see, over the weekend, we'll eventually have those rain showers and clouds continue into the week after next.
Okay, well, thank you, Kelsey. And coming up, a major issue for voters in the upcoming election is the handling of the Israeli war against Hamas in Gaza. We'll have more on that after the break, so stay tuned. 6 News at 11. We'll be right back.